because I don't understand him, I'm gonna take him as disrespect. Watch your mouth and help me with the segue.
Okay, see, now you found yourself a nigga. You looking for a nigga? Nigga here now, see?
My mind is so spectacular. Open up your aperture. You don't like the light that I be shining, bitch, you Dracula. Southern draw vernacular. Flip you like a spatula. Knew that I was built to put this word up on my scapula. I've been on this road so long, my tires bald. I don't wanna text and no, I don't wanna call. Came in this shit running, bitch, I don't know how to crawl. We ain't never folding, I'm holding the highest card. Look, okay, grew up running post routes. Now I'm on the cash route. Better call the plumber, that boy spitting like a bass spout. All these bad women in this club, fuck is you mad about? Word to all my estheticians, boy, I'm about to lash out. Straight from St. John's to the east side. Jigging since knee high. Watch the way I put on for my state, nigga, yeehaw. Respecting no everything. Crazy how I made it to the league from the bleach eyes. Boy, my shit hair on. Black, rich, and bare arms. Smoking on that yogi, this shit stronger than some bare arms. Goku, I'm in rare form. You cannot prepare for him. When I swing, it's like a carnival. This shit ain't fair for him. Brought intellect back to this rap shit. You niggas need chapstick. Shit been dry for way too long, and I'm the matchstick. You niggas Nickelodeon me. I'm more like Cap Nick. Cap a nigga, throw him in front of me. Party favors on the table, you can pick and choose. I would be lying if I said that I don't get confused. I'm just a player in the game and I don't pick the rules. Why trouble always seem to find the ones with shit to lose. About to blow like we just lit the fuse. We double dutch into this dough, I get this shit in twos. Push the button, get it started, put that shit in cruise. A little dust up on his heart, I barely get to use. A fool flatters himself, a wise man flatters a fool. Man, I just came to get it started like mechanics with tools. Cause in my hood, if you don't pack a tool, you planning to lose. These young boys deserve Oscars, they be acting a fool. A couple loose screws, but they hammer accurate. Ooh, I know some niggas stuck on drugs and manufacture it too. School of hard knocks, we all got our bachelor's, fool. No cap and gowns, but we all had to master. Party favors on the table, you can pick and choose. I would be lying if I said it, I don't get confused. I'm just a player in the game and I don't pick the rules. Why trouble always seem to find the ones with shit to lose. I'm lit, it's about to be a late night. Fresh rack, shawty, show me what it tastes like. Niggas know me in my city like I'm Wayne Wright. Got them looking up to me and we the same height. Ooh, I got it bad, deep in my bag. Foot on the gas, they cannot last. Swimming with the sharks, bitch, that's a great white. Never stopping, we don't even need a brake light. Say she don't smoke, but she always smoke with me, yeah. Backwards in the air, back up in the ovaries, yeah. All my ops, they stay running like they over easy. Even my masseuses can't just get too close to me, yeah. Shout out to Next. Soon as the ink dry, we count out the checks, yeah. I never flex. I bought up a business, you bought up a section. I'm at the top of my class, yeah. Y'all never learned from your lesson. Skywalker gave me the force, yeah. Turn this into an obsession, yeah. I couldn't wait on the team, cooking shit up with just me rolling play, yeah. Things never are what they seem, but we know the facts, yeah. Charging that shit to the game, but now I pull up with a battery pack, yeah. The bigger they are, the harder they fall, and we can just leave it at that. I'm dumb lit, it's about to be a late night. Fresh rack, shawty, show me what it tastes like. Niggas know me in my city like I'm Wayne Wright. Got them looking up to me and we the same height. Ooh, I got it bad, deep in my bag. Foot on the gas, they cannot last. Swimming with the sharks, bitch, that's a great white. Never stopping, we don't even need no brake lights. Big bro, why they call you big bro? Every time we hit the bank, we deposit zip codes. Well connected with the streets like we out in Skid Row.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull-Up Show. I'm your host, Mr. BJ Matthews, a.k.a. B. Just before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull-Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. All of our YouTube videos. Hit that like button. Y'all come here. Hit the share, subscribe. Hit that Cash App, $SlickRick1991 son. $SlickRick1991 son is our Cash App as well. If you guys want to donate to the Pull-Up Basketball Podcast, your own discretion. If y'all don't have Cash App, it's very, very simple. Go to our super stickers and super comments that are available. All you got to do is hit that little $ symbol in the chat box right below. In the right-hand corner, you guys can donate as well in that type of capacity. always appreciate all the love and donations that y'all give to us continuously. Actually follow us. We got some great content coming y'all from the Golden State Warrior Clipper game last night. I did some interviews with some of the players. You guys will really love. So be on the watch for that. And like I said, continuously support us through donations and subscribing and liking the video is very, very helpful. But if you guys are in the comment section, please let me know that y'all in the comment section. We got 10 people. We should have over 10 likes. Let's get these likes up. Let's get these comments up, man. Let's get this video going. LA Clipper Talk, man. We're gonna talk about last night's game, but also some other things that's been popping up as well. What's going on, around in the Clipper business. So we're gonna get into what happened as far as the game was concerned. Let me talk before I explain before I talk. I have a video from yesterday on my way to the Clipper arena. So at the Intuit Dome, if you guys did not see that video, make sure y'all go check that out, man. Just getting ready for the game and things of that nature, man. Continuously support us at any given cost. But let's go into yesterday. What didn't happen? The Clippers come and beat the Golden State Warriors for a third time this season at home, right? They come and beat the Golden State Warriors for a third time at home, 102-92. And the Clippers are 18-13, while the Golden State Warriors are now 15-15 at 500. So this is a part of the season right now where we are approaching the end of the year. I think the next time we play, we got one more game before the end of the year ends. So definitely, man, it's been great to have, the success of us being able to be above water. Of course, without Kawhi Leonard, who we're going to talk about as well. Him targeting a target date to be back on the court. The Clippers were able to prevail last night, and they were able to prevail pretty, convincingly until like the very end of the game. So let's get into these little, stats. Let's get into, the team and the player stats, very, very vividly, and we're going to, take it from there. So the Clippers right now in the game last night, they shot 53% to the Warriors, 36%, 31% for us, 18% for the Golden State Warriors, 80% for the free throw line for us, 75% for the Warriors. So we shot better at every, fielding capacity last night. We also played, I think, really good defense. I think the percentages were actually, a little bit, abysmal. Golden State doesn't really shoot that bad from, the field ever. They're one of the best, shooting teams of all time. So definitely is unfamiliar territory when it comes to that. But, we took care of that. And then you look at the, the other, categories. Rebounding, they beat us 47-39. Assists, 24-19, they beat us as well. Steals, they beat us 14-6. Blocks, we got them 10-2. Turnovers, 23-14. Too many turnovers, which is highly too much. Anything over, I think, 15 turnovers is entirely too many turnovers. The way especially we turned it over in the fourth quarter, I think we had 12 turnovers. So more than half were simply in a 12-minute span. So that was, the turnover category. Then we go from there into we go into the largest lead. We had a 21-point lead to their 4. All right. So as y'all come in, make sure y'all smash that like button. Make sure y'all smash that like button as y'all come in here. So all in all, from a team aspect and the categories as far as the statistics, I feel like other than really the shooting percentages, we dominated every other category. We pretty much let Golden State pretty much beat us in every other category. And also the largest lead, of course, they had a 4-21. So a lot of stuff that was transpiring, man, that really kind of, kind of scratched my head a little bit. The way the game was ending, I thought the game was over by the fourth quarter, and then here comes Golden State with halfway through the fourth, halfway through the end of the fourth quarter. Here they come storming back. Now, I was just recently on Adam's Clipper Talk show. If y'all don't know Adam Oslin, he's an LA Clipper reporter or LA Clipper radio guy. I was just on his show before I just came over here and did the show over for the pull-up. And he asked me a question about what I felt about us giving up that lead. And I said, you know what? This is the third time us beating Golden State. So when you talk about a team that you consistently beat over and over, there's going to be some times where, you might have some scares where a team might end up, really getting one over on you because you've been beating them so much consistently, which is going to be kind of what we're going to talk about, how the Clippers kind of have the Golden State Warriors number, no matter who plays, no matter who's out. We just have the upper hand. We have the personnel to, really, beat Golden State. As y'all come in, make sure y'all smash that like button. Alan NG with the $1.99 donation, man. Appreciate you coming in, man. Appreciate you coming in, supporting, man. Thank you for that, man. Thank you for the $1.99 donation. Again, if y'all want to donate to the Pull Up Basketball Podcast, please hit that super sticker, super comment button in the bottom right-hand corner. Definitely appreciate it, man. And let's get these likes up, please. Let's get these likes up. All right. So that's enough for the team stats. Let's go into the player stats as well. We're going to talk about some of the stats that goes around with the players in the box score. All right. So if we look at the Golden State Warriors side, obviously, like I just mentioned, they did not score the ball efficiently. You look at the statistics. This is a crazy thing. Get this. So the guy who led them in scoring didn't even start last night, and he did not only not start last night, but you know he got the most minutes towards the end of the game because he was just playing. So he was pretty much doing something that nobody else on the team was doing. You look at that starting five. You got Trey Jackson-Davis leading with 15 points, Kyle Leonard with 5, Andrew Wiggins with 5, Dennis Schroeder with 7, Buddy Hield with 5. So a very nasty stat line with a starting lineup who was supposed to be able to quote unquote score, hit threes, and be good at the basket, good at the rim. So obviously that forced Steve Kerr to force his hand to put Jonathan Kuminga in and keep him in the game, giving him 34 points. Now, Kuminga has been a guy who has been kind of a person who's kind of been looming around. Is he going to be the guy who's going to come in and finally take the reins for Wade, when Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond Green finally give it up? Is that going to be their future franchise player? Yada, yada, yada. That was the talk last year. Coming into this season, he's been struggling. He finally started to find some of his rhythm as the season went on. He's averaging 16 points per game, 44% from the field. I like Kuminga's aggressiveness. I like Kuminga, how he, plays, at the rim. I think he's an improved mid-range shooter, even though I think at the free throw lines, I think it's pathetic that this guy's shooting under 60%. I'm saying, like, you see a lot of these guys who are wings and guards or wings, like, or 6'7", 6'8", they should not be shooting no lower than 75%. I don't understand how a guy like Kuminga and his caliber, what he can do, how he can be that poor from the free throw line as a forward. I think it's just utterly ridiculous. Usually back in, when I was really watching hoop, the era that I come from, the 2000s and 2010s, the guys who would shoot like 50% and low is like centers. You didn't see wings shooting that poor from the free throw line. That's just, I think, a testament just how, their focus on, hitting free throws is. I think that's just kind of an issue. But nonetheless, Jonathan Kuminga, I think, is a very, very good player. He has a potential of being a very, 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 very good two-way player. But, it's going to take, some more development and work. He's in his third season. So I think that's a positive thing. As y'all come there, make sure y'all smash that like button. But the Warriors were led by him last night with 34 points. And other than that, they didn't get much other help by than that. So that goes to talk about that. You have Brandon Pozinski with 11 points as well, but Moses Moody with 11 points, Brandon Pozinski with 10. And that's another thing, too, with the Warriors, man. They got two guys, I think, with Moses Moody and Brandon Pozinski. I think Moses Moody should have been getting more time on the court than what he got. Even throughout the season, I've been hearing he's been, getting DMPs and not really getting an opportunity to play. But Pozinski's kind of got that, position, locked up as the backup point guard. So that takes care of that. Let's go to the Clippers side. We got 5 guys all in double figures, which what we want. You got, Derrick Jones Jr. with 14, Ivica Zubac with 17, James Harden with 18, Norman Powell with 26, and Chris Dunn with 13 points. And then off the bench, you have Kamir Caulfield 11. So good spreading of the court, spreading of the points around the good spreading of the points, I think was very, very good. I noticed that I did not see Kevin Porter Jr. at all, which I kind of was surprised by. I don't know what's going on with him. But he did not play yesterday. It doesn't even look like he's even on the roster right now, which is kind of, weird. Like usually you have like, okay, do not play, coach's decision or something, but he's not even on the score sheet, on the stat sheet. So I don't know what's going on with that. But other than that, I thought it was good, scoring, amongst the starting 5. I thought it was good ball movement. I thought for the most part, guys were efficient. You got Derrick Jones Jr., Ivica Zubac, Norman Powell, Chris Dunn all over 50%. James Harden was right there at almost 50%, which I'll take that. So You got that 53% from the field as a team, 31% from the 3-point line, which is, a little bit under average. But all in all, like I said, they shot the ball very well, 80% from the free throw line as a team. And everybody made their free throws except Chris Dunn and Visca Zubac. So I think all in all, we had a good, shooting performance. Now, let me go into a couple more things with the, what's going on. As I look at the roster, and like I look at the points, I look at, all the numbers. I said to myself, okay, some things are just, right there in our face. And I asked the question to Ty Lue. I'm going to, talk about kind of what I asked him last night. Y'all see the video later on when I post it. But I asked about Visca Zubac and how, he went 8 for 9 from the field. Now he's 15 and 12 in the league right now as averages, and he's shooting at 61%. And my question was, is this something that you see Zubac more of a different killer this year, or do you think that this is just something he's been doing that people are just starting to notice? And I'm going to let y'all wait and let y'all hear what Ty Lue had to say when I drop this video later on today. But he had an interesting answer of what actually was going on. But my point is that Zubac, I mean, he's been the most consistent Clipper this year. And I'm talking about on both ends. Defensively, he had some monster blocks last night, right? He had some monster blocks at the rim. He had 5 blocks last night. In that fourth quarter, he had some good blocks as well down the stretch of that game that we actually really needed. So, Visca Zubac is playing winning basketball. He's playing dominant. He's comfortable. And he's playing with a level of assertiveness. Now, Visca Zubac just got his 3-year extension, which I think is a big reason why you start seeing like guys like this starting to play more and more comfortable, right? So Zubac having his most efficient season, having the opportunity to get more touches, even though I don't think like he's getting enough. He's pretty much being more of a centerpiece in the offense. That all contributes to him getting his contract extension. See, when you actually pay people and take care of them and treat them right, you start seeing the fruits of their labor. They're going to feel like, okay, I ain't got no words. I'm going to play out here free. And that's why I think thanks for Visca Zubac has been experiencing. He's been our most consistent Clipper on both ends of the court, right? You got guys like, Norman Powell with 26 points yet again, 10 for 20 from the field, 2 for 7 from the 3-point line. Not a great 3-point percentage shooting. All made all of his free throws. But again, he continuously scores the ball at a high clip, 24 points a game. He's top 20 in scoring this season. So, yet again, these guys, Norman Powell, Zubac, they were already self-motivated coming into the season, right? Norman Powell has another year left on his contract for the Clippers. He gonna get a big either extension with us, or God forbid he leaves, somebody gonna pay him some max money or close to max money. And that's what it's all about, right? As y'all come there, make sure y'all hit that like button. Salute to DFJ Hoops. What's good, brother? How you doing? Go follow my man DFJ Hoops. Go follow him on his page as well, right? Great content over there. But yeah, Norm is literally doing what he's supposed to do, and he's getting the opportunity to play at a high level. So it's very encouraging to see that. So those are the two things I wanted to really highlight as far as the Clippers. You got guys like, I'm starting to see guys like fall out the rotation. I don't think it's going to really get much time. I'm convinced Jordan Miller is not going to be much of a rotational player for the rest of the season, especially when Kawhi Leonard gets back on the court, which is fine because this is just his first season on the team. I think it's going to take time for him to get, set into the rotation. I don't think this is going to be the year, but we got some things to address as well, because I think it's going to be prevalent down the stretch of the season that we address these things. I think Mo Bamba is not the guy as our backup center. He's averaging 3 points right now, 3.8 rebounds a game as well. Shooting 39% from the field. He's giving us 12 minutes a game. I'm not so sure that we need Mo Bamba on the floor. Maybe when Kawhi gets back that he might feel a little bit more settled, but right now he's not cutting it. And I'm not just talking about him shooting the basketball. He's not getting the rebounds he's supposed to be getting. He's not playing, a certain style of basketball that really would help us, continuously have success. I just see a tall, lengthy, guy out there. That's why I really see. I don't really see no degree of change when it comes to Mo Bamba on the court. He had a good game his first game, I think against the Utah Jazz when he came, but I don't think he's our backup center, man, and that's okay because we got so many other players that we can plug in that position and just kind of fill in and go as a team committee that we can afford to have him on the bench. But at this point, he's not really cutting it. He's not cutting it, and that's an alarming thing because we actually put him in, act like he was going to do that. So that puts Nick Spoon as a small 5, and that puts pressure on Ty Lue to look like who's he going to play at that position. So that's another thing. But other than that, man, that's kind of the big thing. I also wanted to talk about James Harden last night. He had 18 points, went 6 for 14 from the field, 2 for 8 from the three-point line, had 7 assists. I'm going to tell you this. I liked how he was playing at the first half. I thought James Harden was playing very, very smart basketball. I thought he was playing very strategic. He was being off the ball a lot. If you guys realize in the first quarter, and if y'all been seeing since the Memphis game, y'all been seeing Chris Dunn be more of the point guard and bring the ball more than James Harden. They started playing a little bit more off the ball, which I think is going to be key to see how he responds as the season goes on, because that's what I really believe what he's going to be doing anyway when the playoffs come. I don't think James Harden, this system he's going to be playing in, is not going to be something that they're going to continuously do as the season wanes on. I think they're going to end up getting out of that ball dominant James Harden, let me dictate the offense system, and they're going to put his ass as a off ball player. So I liked how he was playing yesterday, but then when the second half came, I thought that his turnovers yet again, 6 turnovers in the fourth quarter, or 6 turnovers in the game. He had turnovers down the stretch in that fourth quarter. Bad passes. I just don't think the pressure he can handle that as in a full court, and I think that's what the Clippers are starting to realize. They need another ball handler. KPJ wasn't there. I think that hurt them, but all in all, man, like my point is that I think James Harden, the answer for him is going to be having to play off ball at some point. Y'all are seeing it. Y'all saw it against Memphis. Y'all saw it last night in that first quarter, especially. They're using James Harden more as an off-ball player, right? I gotta give Harden credit for also defensively. I thought defensively he had more energy and was, rotating better. I think that's what they're going to have to do. He's got to focus on being more of a good player defensively, taking the ball out of his hands, being more of a guy to play off the ball. I think that's going to have to be how they use him at the end of the day. As y'all come in, make sure y'all smash that like button. He says, as someone who was raised in Chula, I hope Pal stays with a new contract for the hometown team. Yes, sir. Chula Vista. Yes, sir. Stand up, Chula Vista. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Chula Vista. You know what I mean? Shout out to, my man J.K. Rosser. What's good, brother? How you doing? As y'all come there, make sure y'all hit that like. We've got 20 people in the chat. We should have over 20 likes. Let's get this up, man. Let's get these likes up, bro. I need these likes up. All right. So, with that being said, let's get into the Knicks and crux for this as well, man. We're going to talk about something that I think a lot of us want to actually kind of go a little bit deeper into because, of course, the Clippers have championship aspirations. And the only reason we have championship aspirations is because we have the guy on the screen that I'm about to put on right now that has pretty much put us with those championship aspirations over the last 5 seasons. The guy that's supposed to be, the franchise player, the guy that's supposed to be, the person that leads us to the promised land, Kawhi Leonard. Obviously, he has not been healthy this season. He's not played this season. But there was an actual announcement through a commercial and also through one of our favorite, people, Law Murray, who I'm going to put what he put out as a quote, targeting when Kawhi Leonard was going to be back on the basketball court. So first off, I'm going to play the commercial that Kawhi Leonard had through New Balance that dropped just recently. I think it was within the last 24 hours, giving a little bit of a hint of when this guy's going to be actually back on the court. So it's going to be about 1 minute and 4 seconds. So y'all enjoy the commercial. All right, here we go.
Hey, Kawhi, I know you're super busy right now, but we
bad with me. We really gotta go over this upcoming schedule, and I get it. You got a lot on the plate right now. Hey Kawhi, I know you're super busy right now, but we really need you to get back with me. We really gotta go over this upcoming schedule, and I get it. You got a lot on the plate right now. You got recovery, the family, all the different aspects that take decisions.
We got exciting news coming out of Los Angeles. Kawhi Leonard looks to be returning to the court pretty soon. Could be great.
Yo, I knew I could find you here. Catch anything? Nah, not yet. There's been good days. There's been bad days. But I keep coming back. It's the nature of the game.
So as y'all come here, make sure y'all smash that like button, man. That was the Kawhi Leonard new commercial that just dropped for New Balance, just within the last 24, 48 hours. Before I get started, this is another shot at Stephen A. Smith to show that he actually does promote the Clippers and does promote the game, right? I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, it's not him putting on a jersey or it's not him doing it. He is literally talking in his commercial. That's what Stephen A. Smith said he does not do. So that's why I try to tell people you have to really listen and actually understand what is going on without just looking at, the face value of everything. A lot of times people say shit just to get like a reaction. It's very, very evident to see that Stephen A. Smith does not like the fact that Kawhi Leonard does not pay him no attention. So because of that, that's kind of why we are in a situation right now where Stephen A. Smith just cannot get Kawhi Leonard out of his head. But I digress from that. Let's talk about what we just seen. Kawhi Leonard dropping a commercial hinting that he'll be back on the court very, very soon, right? And, Kawhi is a guy, a man with many words or a few words that, you have to kind of read between the lines to know what he's talking about if you talk about the media. But however, it's been reported that Kawhi Leonard has a target date when he'll be back on the basketball court. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out that article right here, and I'm going to go ahead and show y'all what the target date is and when he'll be back on the basketball court. So right here, as y'all can see, Clippers reportedly target January 4th versus Kawhi Leonard's return to play. So we're going to go through a little bit of the article. I'm going to, read a bit, and I'm going to dissect it, what I think about it. I'm going to let y'all into the chat, and we're going to go from there. So it says right here, the Los Angeles Clippers have been good this season, 18-13, sitting fifth in the Western Conference. That thanks to a top 5 defense and enough offense from James Harden and Powell to win games. They will get Kawhi Leonard back in a week if everything goes according to plan. Leonard has been practicing with the team since December the 18th, and his target return date is January 4th, reports Law Murray of The Athletic. Shout out to Law Murray. Leonard has been out all season due to inflammation in his right knee and will have missed 34 games before his return if he reaches that target date. Here's what head coach Ty Lue had to say about Leonard after the Clippers shoot around on Friday, talking about how he has to play more 5-on-5 before the team's official medical staff will clear him. This is what Ty Lue had to say in quote. He said, it's hard to get those 5-on-5 days because we have 3 games and 4 nights coming up. So he won't travel. He won't go on the trip. So he'll stay back. And he'll practice with our G League team to be able to get those reps in and to get those 5-on-5 games in. He doesn't like to play 5-on-5 outside of the games, but this is very important to the medical staff, to Lawrence Frank, to our group as well, just to make sure he's getting the right amount of reps, making sure he's doing everything so this isn't a recurring thing. So we kind of monitor the fluid and see how it's working so far. It's been really good. All right, so let's stop right there. So as y'all can see right here, it says Kawhi Leonard is a target date will be back on January the 4th. Now, let me go into the comment section real quick. He said Kawhi return is January 1st. That is the target. That's what they're saying. Shout out to Van Gundy for getting our team defense towards the top. Yes, sir. So this is what's going on. The Clippers at this point are looking at finally bringing back Kawhi Leonard, their superstar small forward. Now, how I feel about the article and how I feel like what Ty Lue said. Well, like we've been basically saying, like this is going simply just off of how they're trying to monitor this monitor Kawhi Leonard over the last 4 seasons. It's been a habitual nightmare having this guy be in and out the lineup, having this guy missing the most important part of the year, which is the playoffs. It's been an absolute nightmare, and I don't think I've ever seen a player of his caliber miss the most important parts of the season like he has. But like I just recently said, Kawhi Leonard is a man of few words. But even a guy like him, you could tell his emotions are starting to be his emotions and feelings are starting to be echoed. You heard Ty Lue in a recent interview with Stephen A. Smith said that there was nights Kawhi Leonard will actually be crying because he felt like he was letting the team down. You hear, you see this new commercial with Kawhi Leonard speaking out about, there's been good days, there's been bad days, but he keeps coming back. That just goes to tell you what his mindset is, right? People say, why does he keep playing? Why does he not retire? Well, it's easy to see now. It's because he wants to play. He loves the game. There's this notion that Kawhi Leonard doesn't really want to play, which is crazy to me. I'm going to say it once. I'm going to say it again. These players, when they work out as hard as they do not work out to miss games. They work out to play the game. I'm going to say that again. The players do not work out to miss time on the court. They work out to play and be prepared. Kawhi Leonard is one of the most hardest workers, according to many other players and other situations like that. He's one of the most hardest workers that you'll ever meet. Pat Beverly echoed it. You got Ty Lue, as this head coach, talked about how he works every single day. And you could just tell in this game, look at his development every single year. Even dating back to his San Antonio Spurs, where he was known mostly as a quote-unquote defensive specialist. He turned into that from being a 25-point per game scorer while shooting around 48 to 50% year in and year out. Developing his mid-range shot, developing his inside presence, shooting efficient, developing his three-point shot. Just fine-tuning every part of his game. That comes through work. That comes through repetition. That comes through dedicating yourself to your craft. And that's what Kawhi Leonard is. He is a technician. He is a perfectionist. You know what I'm saying? You got people, like Phil Handy said that he likes to be in the gym with no noise, like the gyms to be quiet. All the testimonies that should really support the fact that this man wants to play the game of basketball. So my initial thoughts and what I think about what's going on is the Clippers are trying everything under the sun to make sure this guy is going to be healthy for the playoffs. And they really are doing everything by experimenting as well. I mean, you look at just how he's been getting injured. Okay, the first year he tears his ACL, which is unexpected. Okay, you have an ACL tear, you sit him out for the entire season. You have to, let him heal up, let him, rehab, and let him get his confidence back. You have to slowly work him back on the court. Now, that was in a situation where they say the ACL tear is a full year, but when Kawhi Leonard came back, if y'all don't remember, in 2022, he said it was a 2-year injury, right? And people look at, well, how could that be? Well, the quote-unquote basic diagnosis is a 1-year injury through an ACL tear, but as you're seeing, even with Jamal Murray, you can come back what they call a little bit too soon. That's where people ask, well, what's going on with Jamal Murray? What's going on with Klay Thompson? Well, they came back trying to basically, be there for their team. And could it be that they actually put themselves in a disadvantage as their careers wane on? All of a sudden, Jamal Murray is starting to lose a step. He's starting to become more of a shell of himself, not really playing at the level he was playing, not just pre-injury, but right after the injury. Because, as time wanes, as the season wanes, you might have more wear and tear. Klay Thompson having back-to-back injuries with the Achilles and the ACL tear, bro. He's not the same player. Well, Kawhi Leonard is known for basically taking his time. And he got a lot of vitriol. I got a lot of backlash from not being out there. But something that he and his doctors really tried to push was him being prepared. So Kawhi said, it's a 2-year injury, not a 1-year injury. Right? So it took some time for him to get back from that injury. So he fought back through that. Then after he tears his ACL, he tears his meniscus in 2023. Unexpected injury. Tears his meniscus in the playoffs after playing how he played in game 1 and 2 against the Phoenix Suns. Right? He fights through that, tries to come back from that injury. He doesn't come back from that injury until the next season. Last year, which was the next season, he got swelling in his knee towards the end of the year, which is unexpected once again. He tries to come back against the Dallas Mavericks in the playoffs. He can't go past games 2 and 3. So that's 3 instances out of 4 seasons where the man has had unfortunate injuries at the wrong time. As y'all come there, make sure y'all smash that like button. So the Clippers are trying everything under the sun to try to get this man healthy. They don't really know what the surefire way to do it, but they're being very cautious. They're being very, very methodical, having to check every single box. I think Kawhi Leonard could have came back the last couple of weeks, but they said, okay, let's keep him out a little bit longer. Let's let him, go through a few more practices. Let him, mimic as much game time action as possible. Now, here is the thing, though, that I will say is a little bit, alarming. You cannot mimic game time action. You can't do it. So when he gets out and plays real contact basketball in the NBA, where teams are not going to be taking it easy on you, they're going to be trying their best to beat you. And quiet as Kevin, this may sound bad, they're going to try to see just how strong that ACL or how strong that knee is. They're going to test it out. And Kawhi Leonard coming into next week is not going to be playing full minutes. He's not going to be playing 48 minutes or 40 minutes, whatever. They're going to be limited that guy to at least probably 20 to 25 minutes, at least the first game. If even less, even better. But this is going to take probably a month or two before you start even seeing, if so, a guy that we know as Kawhi on the court. So that's what people need to understand. It's going to be a process, right? It's not going to be something where he's going to jump out and just going to average 25 off of 48 to 49% field goal shooting, and then also dominate on the other side of the ball. So I'm going to say this before I, let people in. What should we expect from Kawhi? Well, I think, just my personal opinion, based off of the player Kawhi is and who he is as how he wants to play, I think he's going to try his best not to disrupt the flow that's going on with the team. And I think he's going to try his best to be as much of a team player as possible. That might mean giving up shots and allowing Norman Powell and Ivica Zubac to do their thing. That might mean him, playing more on the defensive end and trying to, help out team as a committee, which I think Kawhi is more than capable of doing and exciting to do as well. I don't think he has a problem giving up shots. I don't think he has a problem of making the extra pass. I don't think he has a problem putting more emphasis on the defense, because that's what he came in as a league, as a defensive specialist. So that's just going back to his roots. But the main thing is he does not want to disrupt the flow of what they currently got going on, because, like I said, they're the 5th seed in the Western Conference right now. So they're looking at to try to be as consistent as possible. They got a 3-game road trip against the Spurs, Pelicans, and the Thunder, which I'm going to say is not going to be an easy road trip as people think. I think the Pelicans, they can beat them, but I think that Spurs game is going to be a wild card. I think the Thunder are going to end up losing that game as well. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm going to go ahead and, go through a little bit of a minute and 30-second break, and we're going to be right back here shortly, okay? All right. Hey, Coach, so not that I want you to kind of think a little bit too far ahead, but you got Dallas coming up to a back-to-back. So what's kind of the keys you telling your team to kind of really look for going to like a tough environment like the Mavericks?
No, just, work on ourselves, continue to build good habits. The biggest thing for us, like I said, taking care of the basketball. We take care of the basketball, we're a different team. And then we got to get back in transition, not allow them to get easy baskets, make them play against our half-court defense, more times than not. And I think we'll be fine.
Joining the show right now is the host of the Pull Up Podcast. It's BJ Matthews at the Pull Up Shows is where you can find him. BJ, thanks for doing this pregame now.
Oh man, no thanks needed. How you doing?
You were at Coach Lou's pregame presser. You asked him a question regarding the resilient nature of this team. Just kind of summarize how Coach Lou put it with how they've been able to overcome injuries over the years.
Just having the mindset of just being able to just lock in on defense and next guy up. We've been really living by that model for the last 4 or 5 seasons. Next guy up. Coach Lou is not new to this. He's had injuries in the past with Kawhi, with Paul George, with other role players. So it's just another walk in the park for him. Just say next guy's up. You got 15-man rotation. It's the next person to play.
How are you feeling about the latest update regarding Kawhi Leonard? Coach Lou did say he's progressing well. He has yet to be ruled out of flying with the team on the road trip coming up. Is this encouraging? Do you expect him to be back within the next couple of weeks?
It's hit or miss. It's all how he feels and how the Clippers are playing. That's why we need this win desperately tonight after coming off a 3-game losing streak. All right. That was a 2-minute break of last week's game against the Portland Trailblazers. I was on Adam Oslin. I'm at Adam Oslin's show, Clippers Talk. And that was me asking Coach Tyloo a question as well, going into the road trip last week against the Dallas Mavericks and the Memphis Grizzlies. All right. So I went on and dropped the link. If y'all want to come in here, you guys can come in here and chat up with your boy, Clippers Talk. We got 30 people in here. We should have over 30 likes to get these likes up. If you guys want to ask questions in the chat, y'all more than welcome to, but just make sure y'all be engaging as possible, even if it means just saying what's up or hi in the chat box as well, man. Always welcome to, have people want to talk and chat up with your boy. So let me see if there's anything people want to talk about in the chat box. But salute to eloquence is key. What's good with you? What's good with you? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? See, I'm gonna wait on somebody has any questions in the chat. Y'all let me know that y'all in here. But also something else I want to point out too. I was asked what did I think about the Clippers giving up that lead in that fourth quarter to the Golden State Warriors, and I said to myself, you know what? And I think I really didn't talk about this much either. The Warriors we're a bad matchup for the Warriors for a number of reasons because we play with a level of physicality. We play with a level of speed, not even speed, but more of a level of physicality. And I just think even though dating back the last year or so, we've just been a bad matchup for Golden State. And I think without even Kawhi, we still been able to prevail beating this team 3 times in a row, beat them with Steph Curry and Draymond Green right out there on the court. So even last night, it didn't even matter. They didn't even play. Like, it just, whatever combination you want to put out there, we tend to be having the upper hand over Golden State. And I think it's been like that over the last couple of seasons, which is definitely, a big thing because that's one of our rivals in the Western Conference as far as them being in California with us. They're going after the same thing that we're going after. So it's just, it comes down to just simply just basically having a level of, I would say having a level of, dominance against the Warriors team. That's why I think it's really going to come back to be about just us being able to, prevail in our situation. So I love what I seen. I love what I did, like what happened last night, and how we continue to fight and claw. So, see, like I said, man, make sure y'all smash that like button in the chat box, and y'all make sure y'all let me know in the comments that y'all are in here. See, but what y'all think about the Kawhi Leonard coming back on the January the 4th as well? What y'all think about that? Are y'all excited about it? Do y'all feel like he's gonna be rusty? Y'all feel like he's gonna be, better than what expected? What y'all expectations with Claw coming back on January the 4th? Because I already explained mine. I want to hear what y'all expectations are. Because you got a lot of people who don't feel Kawhi's the same player. You don't feel like he's gonna be. He ain't gonna be the same player that he was, in Toronto and pre ACL injury and all that stuff. But what they fail to realize is last year Kawhi was All NBA second team. He was All NBA second team, and he would have been possibly All NBA first team had he not gotten hurt that last month. See, this is the thing. If you telling me if he ain't gonna be the same player, I mean, like, the accolade doesn't back that up his game, for a 2-month stint. He was playing like the best player in the league or one of the top best players in the league. That doesn't really back that up at the end of the day. So for him to be All NBA second team, playing 68 games last year, missing the last month of the season, I mean, that just goes to show you like what you're looking at. But I do think it's never been about his game. It's been about how can he last. There was like the commercial or something that showed his knee, where you guys look very closely, like the left knee is much more small than the right one. So that just goes to show you like he's had a lot of, fluid pull out of there or whatever case may be. But his knee is pretty much like completely like shot, where it's like, he's is I wouldn't say bone on bone, but it is something where, like I said, this is why I think the Clippers are being so cautious. Like, how do we handle this? Like, we ain't never seen nothing like this before. Like, we have a player who's a top 5 player when he's playing. He has to be able to play. We have to be able to play, but we have to also be considerate. Okay, if we put him out there too much and have too much on him, could this possibly hurt us in the long run? So that's why I think the Clippers are, struggling with. Max Vasio said, Kawhi healthy, we could beat Boston. Yeah, we can. J.K. Ross said, I'm indifferent about the return. Hopefully it goes well. Okay, we got one fan who's a little bit on the fence, which is understandable. It's very understandable. Jonelle Santana said, BJ, we've had the number since 2019, in my opinion. I mean, I'll say this, man. I think with the Clippers, we've won some good games against them. They've beaten us some good games. But I think the last couple of years, we've beat them in the season matchups. And, of course, this year we're just blowing them out. So that's why I only say this is the year that we finally have their number, because we built a team to really kind of, be able to deal with Steph. Golden State's a smaller up and down team, likes to run, likes to, be in transition. And that's not how, we want to play. We want to play as a team that's going to be getting it out on the defensive end, be physical. And because they have no real big, that allow Visca Zubac to eat. Taller, more athletic, and more physical. Yeah, we are. All those things are true. All those things are true. So I love it. I love seeing it. I love seeing the dominance, because we're going to have to, use that as the season goes on. Let's see. We got 35 people in the chat. 35 people. Let's continue. Let's continuously keep everything, like I said, talking in the chat box. Oh. Let's see. So let me ask y'all this question too. What y'all feel like the record gonna be when we actually play this road trip? What y'all looking at? Y'all looking at a 2-1? Y'all looking at a 1-2? Y'all looking at a 0-3? What y'all looking at as far as the record goes? What y'all looking at? I need to know. I got us at 1-2 or 2-1. That's why I got us as right now. Oh, I need to put like a poll in the chat too. I need to put that as well as in the chat. He said 2-1 on the upcoming road trip. Mavs got 2-1. So y'all guys beat in San Antonio. That San Antonio one, that's a wild card. I'm not so sure. That's a wild card right there. Caleb Bergenson said, you guys at 2-1 as well. Shoot. What's good, E?
What's up with it, my guy, man? Good morning. You know what I'm saying? Happy holidays, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm chilling. I'm cooling, bro. What's good with you?
Yes, sir. Shit just coming from getting my little workout in.
There you go. There you go.
Yes, sir. You feel me? Hey, that was a
Yeah.
good game yesterday. Y'all did your thing. I mean, I kind of knew it was gonna go like that. I'm more happy to just see Kuminga do what he do because I know he's capable of doing that at least like 85% of the nights, in my opinion. He has that type of talent and capabilities, but he has to be a focal point. And if that means that Steph Curry gonna have to play off of him, then they're gonna have to learn how to make that adjustment. I know Steph Curry is a Hall of Fame guy, and you know what I'm saying, is super mega star. But at the end of the day, he's getting older. His legs is starting to, you know what I'm saying? He got the knee tendonitis going on. So you have to be able to say, you know what, I defer to you. I'm gonna play off of you. I want you to take us home. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
it seems like Kerr is so stubborn to get off of his style of offense, and his ego is so big. He still feels like, no, if we keep playing the same way, we can still win. And that's not. You can't do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because your style of offense is pretty much the same style that every team runs now. So everybody knows how to defend it because they go against it in practice every day. So they know all the reads. Everybody is making and everything. That's why Buddy Hield can't get clean looks anymore. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like you have to start less is more, in my opinion. If you can get Kuminga the
Okay.
ball, like slashing on a weak side, cutting, and then coming off of the pin downs and stuff like that, he can be more effective in that paint and using his step and his size and athleticism to get to a spot to get his shot. We've seen it yesterday. The game was too easy for him. Nobody could guard him. Like, you know what I'm saying? So um I think Steve Kerr, I think his time is up, but I don't know if the Warriors want to admit that or not. It's kind of like the Mike Brown situation. I seen that coming. I told my children, I say, when they lost that game, I say, okay, he about to get axed after this game right here. This is it. This last game was the final straw. They've been one to axe him. That they just gave him that money just for like a thank you for the first couple of years that he gave to them. So it was kind of like, you know what I'm saying, a farewell check. Like, you know what I mean? I knew they were going to can him, bro, because the players they don't want to be held accountable. And Mike Brown will hold you accountable. You know what I'm saying? De'Aaron Fox don't play no defense. Their best players don't defend. We don't know who the hell Keegan Murray is. It's like you draft this guy because of what? Because he has nice size and he's a nice guy. I'm tired of the nice guys coming into the league just being like, I'm nice. Where's your competitive edge? Where's the I'm going to get in your face type of ordeal? Where's the I'm going to dunk on you type of ordeal? It's like, man, the competitiveness is gone, bro. So I
Let
just think
me
it's time for Steve Kerr to move on, bro. But I love what
let
the
me
Clippers do.
let me ask you this because Warriors are your team too. E. So, what are the two things you think are the biggest problems with them? Because I thought from last night I saw y'all played good, and I'm not so sure why he don't play much. But Moses Moody, like he don't even touch the floor. But I see that he kind of gives a little bit more of an extra body as a bigger guard on the court. I think he actually plays good against us. So what you think is the biggest two things with the team?
The biggest two things with the team is complacency, and we don't want to change who we've been, our identity. You can't go through the NBA your whole career and have one identity. You have to be able to change, and that's the problem with the Warriors. They don't want to change. They don't want to get a traditional big that they can throw the ball into the post. They don't want to go out of what's been successful for them. And in my opinion, that's pride and ego. So they need. You can't. It's no way you can tell me that Dennis Schroeder is just garbage. We just seen him kill us when he was with Brooklyn. He came down here and gave us 25 and
Right.
8 assists with a couple steals. So you mean to tell me he can't do any of that anymore? You know why? Because you're trying to implement him into your style of offense instead of you tweaking your offense to fit his game. He's not a three-point shooter. The last two games, he done shot about 17, 18 threes. That's not his game. You're not playing to his strengths. And that's the problem with Steve Kerr. He thinks that he can just plug and play. Everybody is a three-point shooter. No, they're not. He got Kyle Anderson, for God's sake, shooting threes. What are we doing, bro? I mean, I don't know. If you don't know how to coach, and then he say it's tough to manage all of these. You're an NBA coach, bro. You've been around this game longer than a lot of people been alive. You mean to tell me you don't know what you got? You don't know how to manage a roster? Why are you? It doesn't make sense. And then yesterday he said, "Oh, we were 3-0. We started the season 15-3, and now we're 12-3, and now we're 3-12 in the last 15 games." He said, "We're right where we want to be." He said, "We're right where we need to be." What kind of coach says that in a post-game presser? Do you think any team right now wants to be last or the bottom of the barrel, bro? Come on, man. Every team would love to be at the top of the West. They don't have to stress. They know that they get a home playoff game if the playoffs were to start. You know what I'm saying? Today, bro, you plan for another play-in situation when you start. So in my opinion, I just think it's pride and ego, and changes need to be made at the top, in my opinion.
Good points, bro. Good points. I'm gonna go back to E at the moment. Let me go to Mike. What's good, Mike? What's good, Mike? Mike L, you on?
Yeah, man. I just wanted to give my 2 cents on Kawhi coming back, man. You know, I think him coming back really helps the Clippers in contention to win the championship out the West. I think that's all they're missing right now.
Okay.
And and one more thing, do you think James Harden and Norman Powell, do you think them two will be all-stars this year?
I don't think James gonna be an all-star because they too packed it with too many guards in the West. Norm should be an all-star, but some tell me he's not gonna be one because it's a lot of popularity that go into it too. So
right.
Norm has the numbers to be it, but I don't think he's gonna get there. I could be wrong though. Hope I'm wrong.
Yeah. Hopefully one of the coaches. I mean, is it still a thing like the coaches, whoever coached the West, do they get a pick? Or did they switch it all the way up? I remember it used to be like that, where the coaches had 1 or 2 picks. Whoever coached the East and the West.
The players from the fans pick the starting 5, I believe, and then the players, I think, the reserves are getting picked by like it might be the coach if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I think it's the coaches.
Yeah. I think you're right.
The Clippers at least deserve 1 all-star, so they might let Zubac, but then that'll be 3 bigs, and then they got a lot of bigs that's deserving. It's hard, bro, when it comes to all-star because it's a popularity contest. You can't tell me that the Clippers don't have an all-star player on their team. Norman Powell has been playing consistently well for the whole season. You know what I'm saying? And James Harden, as of late, has been playing better. As far as his shooting percentage, he's still been getting his numbers, but his shooting percentage is better, I would say. So, and they've been winning. So
yeah. I think it should be Norm. I hope it is. I really want him to go.
Right.
So
well deserved.
Let me go to Mass, and I'm gonna go to Mingled after. What's good, Mass?
Hey, salute, fellas, man. Leezy, BJ, Mingo, all the guys. What's up, man? Yeah, Powell should make it, but I mean, if Darren and Sabonis make it last year, and Sabonis led the league in rebounding and double doubles, it ain't looking good for Norman Powell. Like, you guys are right. It's a popularity contest, and it's BS. And so, I mean, this is crazy. But, yeah, man, a lot going on here in Sacramento, guys. A lot going on, man, the last couple of days. Disappointing loss first to Pistons, not just that loss, but the way they lost. I got some friends there, and we kind of seen it coming, but it's the way they went about doing it, BJ. And Mike Brown didn't get a fair shake, right? They gave him the extension, and now, they're going to be paying him for years to come. And it's just another coaching carousel. And you let Doug Christie, who's like the 4th in line assistant coach, become head coach interim. And there's guys on the bench who have championship experience. Talk about dysfunction. Talk about chaotic. And the Kings got their karma coming to them. Darren Fox isn't looking good right now with nobody. Like, he's like the number 1 hated guy right now in Sacramento. Mike Brown talked about Leezy staying attached to the 3-point shooter at that Detroit Pistons game, and if you go watch the play, Darren Fox is like 10 feet off him in La La Land, just not even paying attention. And it just speaks to, Leezy said it best, they're not holding the players accountable. Not saying Mike Brown is perfect, because he's not, but he's a leader. He's been around championship coaches, organizations. I would think his way of doing things is the right way. Now, again, he's not perfect. Now, is there blame there? Of course there's blame there, right? There's been blame on his rotations, guys' minutes. I mean, every coach has it. I mean, Steve Kerr is doing it right now, and he's won 4 championships in Golden State. So, I mean, Mike Brown is not alone. And then here's the crazy thing. Go listen to George Karl, Mike Malone, Steve Kerr, Rick Carlisle. When they got wind Mike had got fired, go listen to what they said and the way they talk about Vivek, the owner, and how he does business here, bro. The Kings do the worst business in the league, arguably. Like behind the scenes, they have one of the worst ownership groups in basketball. And so there's just a lot going on, man. And they're down there in LA, BJ, where you're at. They're playing the Lakers tonight. And it's crazy, man. Good win by the Clippers last night. Another win. I mean, Powell got back to his form, and it was a good total team, effort. I thought Derrick Jones Jr. played great last night. But good win, for that Clippers team. And again, I think their target date is what? The 4th or somewhere close for Kawhi to come back. So yeah, they're going to be, I mean, we got to wait and see how he looks, so we'll see. But I think right now, for me, it's just been a lot of just things going on in SAC with this basketball team, and it's very disappointing on how they operate, man. And yeah, so it's crazy down here, BJ. Like Darren Fox, yeah. Did you guys know that yesterday Mike Brown went to practice? He had a practice. He addressed the team. He addressed his. So in case you guys don't know, Mike Brown is a leader of men. And I'm sure Leezy knows this. Like each practice, he goes to each player one-on-one and just addresses them after a game and talks to them. And, I mean, he's just a great person. He has accountability on himself. And the Kings let him run a full practice, you guys. And Mike Brown, instead of firing Mike Brown after the game or not even coming to the King facility to run the practice, they wait until Mike Brown gets in his car, going to the airport to catch the team flight. And they call him like a bunch of what, and they fire him over the phone. That's what happened. Wow. And so you talk about just a shit poor organization, bro. It's crazy, bro. He just ran a practice, Leezy. He was just there. I mean, fire that man in person, bro. Like I mean, face him to face.
Call him
like,
and know the deal, man. Wow.
Yeah,
so
it's crazy.
My question is, what was the point of firing a dude that brought your team to the playoffs as a 3rd seed just 2 years? I'm like, so somebody like the players didn't want, like one of the players didn't want him there? Like
Darren Fox.
Yeah, word is that Darren Fox, bro. Listen, when I was at the Lakers game, Rich Paul was sitting next to Darren's wife the whole game, and we were like, "Why is he here for?" I mean, because Rich Paul doesn't come to Sacramento. I mean, but he is Darren's agent, and so that was kind of strange to me. And so there's been rumblings about Mike Brown has lost Darren Fox's ear. He's not listening. Fox is moody. Yeah, my bad. That's a little ice cream dude outside.
It's all LeBron, bro. I promise you, LeBron behind the scenes on that one.
Yeah,
they trying to get Darren Fox from Sac for nothing. I promise you, they are.
Remember, Darren Fox didn't sign his extension. Remember, he turned it down.
Yeah,
he turned the extension down. So
right,
there's a lot going on, man. So yeah, so it's Darren and Mike Brown.
Dang.
Yeah, I know Malik Monk is De'Aaron's right-hand man. So I don't think he likes Mike Brown too. So I think if Malik got a problem, then De'Aaron gonna have a problem too. I thought De'Aaron and Mike were cool.
He came out and gave what's the name high praise in the public, but you already know that's a media play. You got to come out and praise your coach, especially if he's successful. You got to come out and praise him. But behind the scenes, he was trying to get that man fired because De'Aaron Fox was not doing what Mike Brown had asked of him, and that's play defense. He's capable.
Also, guys, don't forget too, Leezy and BJ, behind the scenes, Did you guys ever wonder why Malik Monk got inserted in the starting lineup? Like he was starting, and Mike wanted to play him off the bench, as their sixth man, because that's where Monk does his best job at. I mean, Kevin Huerter went down, but when Kevin came back, Darren, this is just what I heard. Darren went to ownership and said he wants Malik Monk to start and bring Kevin off the bench, and Mike was against it. But Mike Brown is such a like he's not going to ruffle no feathers. I mean, like he'll push back, but he ain't gonna push back like that. And so he went along with it. And so that's why Malik Monk has been starting. Like Malik Monk should not be starting on this team. Like they don't need him in the starting lineup. They need him off the bench to score points, right? And so Darren went to them and said, "Nah, I want Malik starting." And so I think that started the downfall. And then they're 6-13 at home or 6-12 at home. And then they lost their last 5 games. And then go look at the interview after the game 2 days ago versus Detroit, and just listen to Darren Fox's statements, bro. It's just, I mean, it's ridiculous. They asked him what happened on that play. He says it doesn't matter. He says,
"Yeah, he don't want that. He didn't want that man there, bro. Yeah, that sounds bad.
He ain't taking no accountability, and I don't have respect for a lot of the NBA players anymore. I'm kind of fed up with it, bro, because it's a bad product. The players are held accountable. They don't care. All they care about is like the media, like what I say, off the stuff. It's not about competing, bro, between the lines. I don't like you right now. Even though you're my best friend, I don't like you, bro. It's inch for inch, bro. Every inch of the court is inch for inch. But you see how he answered those questions? That's where you find out everything you need to know about somebody is in a post-game and a pre-game interview. Just listen to how the way they talk. That tells you what you need to know about them.
Last point, BJ, if it's okay. It's funny how like a lot of things come out after somebody's fired, bro. It's crazy how this works out. Word got back that Mike Brown didn't even want DeMar DeRozan. He didn't want him.
That was the right decision.
Dude, listen, guys. DeMar's a good player. He's probably above average player. I don't think he's great. He's very good at basketball, but he hasn't been the best fit for this team at all. At all. Trust me. And it's been well documented behind the scenes. And Mike Brown had a problem with that. So Monty, our GM, I'm saying our GM because I'm here in SAC. I'm a Rockets fan, just to clear the air. He wanted to bring in like a max guy. And Mike Brown kept saying, listen, we don't need any more max players. We got Darren and we have Sabonis. Let's just get some guys around them that fit them. And they says, no, we're bringing. So word was they agreed not to bring in DeMar DeRozan. And behind his back, they brought him in. And so that's why the DeMar DeRozan thing took a while to happen. Wow. It was being talked about, but then it happened because Mike was under the impression that it wasn't going to happen. They're going to go a different direction. And then Mike said he got called and says, hey, man, this is what's going on, blah, blah, blah. And so all these things I'm telling you guys, bro, are just all facts. And I got a close source on the team who tells me stuff, who knows all this shit. And so, bro, they did Mike Brown dirty, man. They did Mike Brown dirty. And listen to Clark. Go ahead, DJ.
I want to get more from you, Max, because there's a lot of stuff I want to
ask. Good, bro. Call me later and I'll tell you, bro.
All right. Let me go to Mingle, right? What's good, Mingle?
What's good?
Hey, Mingle, what's up, big dog?
What's going on, man? All that stuff I just heard, man, that's just ridiculous if that's what they did to Mike Brown. That is absolutely disgraceful if that's what they did to that man. That is crazy. And see, the thing is, and all that stuff that Miles just told us, that's the problem. What's wrong? That's part of the problem. What's wrong with the NBA? These players. These players, they too much of a diva, bro. They don't want to be players no more. They think they're the owners or whatever. I don't know. But some of them just think they're just too bigger than the organization, or maybe the product itself. Maybe that could be it. I don't know. It's just weird. The NBA just weird now. And you can tell it's weird because of the direction it's going in. It's just, I mean, all the players, none of them don't want to play, but all of them want to get paid. I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know. The NBA just kind of sort of it's becoming unwatchable. Now, don't get me wrong. The Christmas game, someone was excited, like that. Like the 76ers game. That game was okay, and the Lakers and the Warriors game was pretty good. But if you look at the numbers and look at what was the numbers on the NFL that happened that day, And the NBA, what happened that day? I know LeBron came out and said that Christmas is the NBA day, but the number says different. It was 24 million people watching the NFL, and only around about like 7 million people watching the NBA. Or it might have been 8 million. It was something like that, somewhere around there. So basically, all I'm saying is, the NBA just ain't putting out a good product right now. That's just it. And a lot of stuff that's going on with the NBA, it ain't gonna last much longer. And I believe they need to get rid of Adam Silver because he ain't really no commissioner. He ain't like David Stern was. When David Stern was running the NBA was the NBA. But now it's just some. I don't know what the NBA is now. Yeah, it got the number. Yeah, it got the name NBA in the logo, but it ain't the NBA anymore. Not that I remember it. Not
Also,
how I remember it.
they need to change the CBA, man. Like the collection bargaining agreement. A lot of things are in there that the lawyers went to bat for the players that need to be modified or adjusted because everything is leaning towards the players. Now, money-wise, the owners are going to be owners, and it is what it is. But like the players have a lot of rights, and they fought for certain things, and so it's a players' league, man. And until those things change, then you're right. This is a major reason why the NBA is going to crap, right? I mean, you're just firing guys, and players aren't being held accountable. Players can dictate where they want to go. You got agents coming to games, sitting next to wives, and gossiping in ears, and I mean, listen, like all kind of stuff, bro. Like, I mean, when Rich Paul came to the arena on the first, because the Lakers came here Thursday and Saturday. On Thursday, Rich Paul was here, and everybody was on like pins and needles, BJ, in the arena because they're saying, why is he sitting next to Fox's wife? And they're whispering and talking, and even in the back, it was just it was weird that day because normally you don't see that, right? Like he's in town, like he's dysfunctional. Like when he's around, something brewing. And so, yeah, man. So you're right, Mingo. All these shenanigans play a major role into why this league is declining. And not just declining, but it's declining at a very fast rate.
Yeah, it's the ratings are down, bro. I'm just like, wow, I don't see why the ratings are down other than Adam Silver, how he's running the league. I think that's the main issue. We gotta start at the top. Like, what are you allowing these players to get away with? I mean, even how they playing, like most of the times they're not, bro. They're getting like time off. Like, oh, this guy's missing time due to a sprained thumb or something like that. I'm like, dude, like, I mean, come on, how many bullshit injuries gonna keep letting them, get away with it and still get guaranteed contracts?
Yeah, the game last night, I thought Norman Powell had the shot of shots. Warriors make a run. Kuminga's doing his thing, and I think they cut to like 4 or 5 points, and it looked like it was going to be a close game down the stretch with like 3 minutes to go. And for some strange reason, the Warriors double team Harden or something like that, and then Powell's wide open and he buries that left side angle 3. I thought that was a shot of the game last night because that kind of put the game out of reach at that point. But good win last night, man, and a good team effort from everybody. I think you guys had like 6 or 7 guys in double figures, something like that, maybe 5 or 6. But it was a good game last night. I watched that game from start to finish, actually, which I don't do often, but it was a good game.
Facts. So, Matt, so with Sacramento, I want to ask this question too with the Kings. So, do you think Fox is going to be moved?
Well, that's the big question right now that's kind of hovering over the organization, I heard, is that everybody's on pins and needles now. Does Fox stay? Does he sign an extension? Does he force the Kings to trade them before this year's deadline? Do I think he stays? Yeah, I think he stays because I'm not sure what's out there that they can get back that's going to make this team better. He's a very, very good player. I think we all understand that, but Mike Brown's gone. You bring Doug Christie is the guy who's in charge now. That's crazy in itself. Wow. The 4th assistant got the job over 2 guys with a guy with finals experience. Yeah, I think he stays, BJ. I think he stays. I think they may explore different packages behind the scenes, but for them to actually pull that trigger, because the thing is this, you can't trade away Tyrese Halliburton and you let De'Aaron Fox go. And so you have to keep – I think Fox has to stay. And now Fox has everything in his. I think the ball's in his court. He probably can dictate the extension amount and everything. So I expect Darren to probably finish the season out, and then some point during the offseason, they're going to work out the extension at a very, very high rate. Because now Darren has. And listen, to me personally, Mingo, I think Domantas Sabonis is the Kings' best player. I'm sorry. I think Sabonis is the Kings' best player. I don't think it's Fox. Fox ain't no leader. He ain't the best player. I think Domantas Sabonis is more impactful. He does more. And so, yeah. And so, but I do think he's going to stay, and they'll work out something because the Kings have to try to keep him to build around. But it's I don't know, man. I'm going to say yeah, but, I mean, we'll see how it plays out.
I can understand why you would say Sabonis their best player. And
Yeah,
you don't get no argument my way. I understand it, though. I get why you say that.
I think he is, bro. I think he's the most impactful player on the team. I think he's required to do the most on the team. As good as Fox is, I feel like I can go get another Fox somewhere. Maybe not that type of production, but I can get a fast guard who can put the ball in the basket. Because other than scoring the points, what else does Fox do? Nothing. He don't play defense. He's not a good passer. Sabonis does everything. Sabonis rebounds. He led the league last year in rebounding and double-doubles, right? And he leads a team in assists. And he's damn near 20-plus points a game. I mean, what are we talking about, man? Like, he's their best player by far, to me. It's not even close.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point right there. Because if he can't get, if De'Aaron Fox ain't giving you 30, 40, 50 points, he really don't be doing nothing. If he ain't doing that. That is a fact. That is a fact.
Yeah, I would think he would be a good defender, though. That's the thing. Like, he has, Fox has pretty good wingspan. Of course, he's quick as a cat. He can pressure up full court. So I would think he would be a good defender. It must mean he don't really just want to do it. He probably don't want to, put up that much energy. I think he just wants to, focus more on the offensive end.
And that's most of these guys. They don't give you nothing on the offensive end. I mean the defensive end. It's effort. Defense is effort. They don't give you really nothing on the defensive end because they don't put in the effort to play defense. But when it comes to the offensive end, everybody want to shoot the ball though. And that's the thing.
So y'all think he was trying to really get the best out of De'Aaron, and De'Aaron just doesn't see that? That's what you guys think Coach Brown was trying to do?
I think Mike Brown was a good head coach. I think Mike Brown is one of the best head coaches that was out there, that was left in the NBA. Remember, Coach Mike Brown was the head coach when LeBron was winning all them games back then, 60-plus games and all that. Mike Brown was the head coach then. Yeah, they didn't win a championship, but he still was, coaching them to the playoffs and, making them look like an actual team. But and the same thing with the Kings. He had the Kings in the same position, doing the same exact thing. I don't see. Well, I don't know who's gonna be the head coach. I don't know if they're gonna turn Doug Christie into the head coach. But I mean, I don't see Doug Christie doing no more than. I think it's gonna be a Lakers situation if they let Doug Christie be the head coach, like JJ
Well, the
Redick.
reason why Doug Christie is the coach is because everybody knows it, and this is gonna be taken out of context, but. Doug Christie is a stooge to the ownership. Remember, Vlade Divac is Vivek's right-hand man, which he fired him along, they hired Peja, as GM a long time ago. So Doug Christie is an ex-Kings player. He's a stooge. He kisses the ownership's butt. And so you can't name me, my bad. I went downstairs to pick up my dog because she's down there grooming him and he's heavy. But you can't name me a situation where the fourth assistant in line, because that's what Doug Christie is. He's fourth in line. It's Mike Brown, and then there's other guys. And one of their lead assistants has championship experience. He's been to 2 championships, Mingo. Why would he not be the front runner to be the interim head coach? You let Doug Christie? And then you expect these guys to listen to Doug Christie and follow his lead? Man, talk about dysfunction and just total chaos. It's chaos. And so don't be surprised if Doug Christie gets the job, bro. He's a stooge. I mean, he's a butt kisser. So, and everybody knows it around the arena. Everybody.
I can see that. Yeah, but that whole Rich Paul thing when he was sitting beside De'Aaron Fox's wife,
Crazy, huh?
I don't know. I don't know what that's all about. Yeah, that's his agent, but I mean, maybe they're trying to pull another Anthony Davis. Maybe that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to pull another Anthony Davis to get him over there to the Lakers, how they did Anthony Davis when he was with the New Orleans Pelicans. Maybe that's what they're trying to do. I
Well,
mean, they sit up on the sideline whispering in each other's ear and doing all that. It's something up.
Well, he's in town posturing, meaning I heard that he was in town and they met with the Kings front office and they're trying to figure things. They're trying to, dictate stuff, right? Rich Paul's here trying to dictate how the Kings move forward and operate. And when I say that, I mean in every way, coaching, players, trades, etc. Like he's trying to dictate what the Kings do behind the scenes, as far as bringing guys in, letting guys go, Darren's contract. So it's not just Darren's contract. Remember, De'Aaron Fox said very clearly, I'm not signing an extension unless I feel this team is going in the right direction. Who in the hell is Fox to say some nonsense like that? Like, what has he ever proven to say that type of thing to any team? And so Rich Paul, it was in town, basically telling the Sacramento Kings, BJ, what to do. This is what I heard, bro. He's telling them what to do. No, y'all gonna do this, or else Darren's gonna do this. That's what it is, Migo. It's like an ultimatum, bro. Can you believe this shit? It's crazy.
That's crazy.
And listen, I'm only giving you guys little nuggets of it. It goes way deeper than that, bro. Yeah, it's well known around the association. The Sacramento Kings ownership and front office is the worst in the league by far. It's no question. Normally when coaches get fired, you don't hear 4 or 5 coaches come out and say what Rick Carl said, Mike Malone said, George Karl, David Yeager, guys like that.
Steve Kerr.
These guys have Mike Brown's back because they know how this front office operates, bro. Everybody knows it. Like everybody knows, do not do business with the Kings. Like they're the worst franchise in the league when it comes to ownership, GM, and shit like this. But it's more going on. But as I get it, BJ, I'm gonna hit you up, BJ, and give you some real detailed stuff, bro.
Please. I'm gonna ask you this question too, man. So do you think De'Aaron wants to leave? Like, does he like Sacramento, you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's not personal. I mean, everybody likes. I mean, before all this stuff happened, people criticize his basketball stuff, but he's a good dude. I mean, good family guy. Real cool. I mean, do I think he wants to be here? I think he wants to be here because he can make the most money here. But does he want to be here? That's I think he has mixed feelings. I think he wouldn't mind being somewhere else in a bigger market. But the main thing is, and again, this is just what I heard, he wants to sign an extension here because the Kings can pay him the most money. And then after that, he wants to dictate where he wants to go, if that's the case. But there's no mistaking about it. He wants a bag here, like financially, and then he'll figure everything else out after that. But does he want to be here? I say yes and no. I think a part of him does, because this is where he grew up at. What, he been in 8-9 years? I mean, this is all he knows in the NBA. So, but then I'm assuming that it's like change isn't the worst thing. I mean, does he want to go somewhere else and possibly be in a different city, a bigger city? Yeah. Mm-hmm. But remember, his wife went to Cal. Like his wife played. So she's from here. Remember, she's from California. She went to Cal and played basketball. His wife was an ex-basketball player. That's how they met. And so I don't know. I mean, but do I think he wants to be here? I'm gonna say yes and no. Because really nobody knows, right? Nobody knows. And he tries to say all the right things. Yeah, I want to be here, blah blah blah. But some of it is fake, man. Like you can just tell some of it's fake, and it's ridiculous. I mean, he needs to come out and say what it is so the Kings can move forward with the organization. That's what he needs to do. He needs to come out and say what it is, so that way they know how to operate moving forward. And if it means trade him and bring back some pieces, then do it. But this team needs to just overhaul. And that sounds bad, but they need to reboot and start over, in my opinion.
So who's in charge? Who's in charge? Like who's in ownership? Like who's running? Who's making the decision?
Well, the general partner is Vivek. Ramaswamy. He's the I said Ramaswamy. Vivek Rabadibe. He's the general partner. So there's multiple owners in the organization, but he's the general partner, which means he has full say-so of the team. He has the most shares on the team. And then from him, it's Monty McClare, the Kings GM, who I believe came from the Denver Nuggets at one point. And so he's a good GM, actually. I don't think he's done a horrible job here, but it's those two guys. And then if you ever watch Kings games and they pan, so if you watch the Kings broadcast, they'll always pan on the owner because he sits in the middle seat on the middle of the row. And go look and see who's always next to him, his right-hand man, who gives him poor advice, I heard, which is Vlade Divac. Vlade Divac is at almost every Kings game sitting right next to him. And everybody says that it's not Vivek making decisions. It's Vlade Divac in his ear telling him what to do. So, I mean, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah, so.
Damn. That's crazy. That's crazy insight. So, let me ask y'all this question too. What y'all go ahead, Mingle.
Wait. Hold, I got this. So if the Kings trade De'Aaron Fox, right? So what do they do after that? Do they go in a rebuild? Do they try to get players to replace him and still compete for championship, or do they go full rebuild mode and just start trading everybody?
They need to rebuild, bro. I mean, they need to, and a lot of people around the team wants them to at this point, because if you're going, I mean, they just need to rebuild, right? Maybe you keep Sabonis and then you rebuild around him. You don't extend DeMar DeRozan. He can go. I mean, everybody at this point, and he's such a cool dude. DeMar DeRozan is probably one of the coolest dudes I've ever met in my life. This dude is super chill. He don't talk much. He just does his job, and he's not always going to play the right way or put the ball in the basket. But that's sports. But far as him off the court, he's a cool dude. But people don't like him here, bro. Like, he gets a bad rep too. Like, fans don't like him. Front office talks about him behind his back here. He's a bad fit, blah, blah, blah. And then they'll smile on his face. But if you trade Darren Mingo, I mean, people want them to retool and just start over, just start over.
Okay. All right, BJ, go ahead with that. I mean, I just want to ask that.
So I want to ask too much about not Mike Brown, because I know me and Matt's going to talk more about it. But you said something, Matt, was interesting. You saying that the players are not being held accountable enough, and the coaches are taking most of the blame. So that's across the league for you. So what can you give more examples of what you kind of see that example in, like players not being held accountable?
Yeah, players on the court not doing their job, not holding up their end of the bargain, sending out games when they should be playing, and then you go right to the product on the court. A lot of players who don't play well, who don't produce, then the coach gets blamed for that. But there's no accountability on the players. I highlighted the De'Aaron Fox defensive play 2 days ago versus the Pistons. That's a great example of Mike Brown, said after the game, said, I told all my guys, stay attached, don't sag off. A two can't beat us. So don't help. And what happened? De'Aaron Fox goes out there and sags off and overhelps, and bang, 4-point play, you lose the game. And now the Kings are firing Mike Brown because of that, or that's the nail in the coffin per se. And so too many of our superstars aren't doing their job, and coaches are being fired, right? Monty Williams in Phoenix fired, for crying out loud. In Milwaukee last year, David Griffin fired, or is that his name? Something Griffin.
Adrian Griffin, yeah.
In Milwaukee fired, for crying out loud. And they had like a 30-13 record, but they blamed the coach. I mean, what are we doing? And so until, this is why I put a lot of praise on teams like San Antonio and Miami, because those coaches ain't going nowhere, right? Like, they're going to get the guys who are toxic out of there, and they don't care who you are, right? I mean, they let LeBron James walk. Like, they ain't going for it. They put the onus back on the players. You've never seen a player go around Greg Popovich and go to ownership and complain, because they'll send you right back down to him and say, nah, like, Greg's in charge, right? We own, we get you players, he coaches, you play. Like, there's a pecking order. And it just seems like the pecking order has been disrupted, meaning players now can go right to ownership because they're buddy, they're friends, and blah, 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 and dictate what goes on. Whereas, very few teams have structure and there's no discipline, and you see it like every single year. You know what I'm saying? How many times has Kevin Durant and Devin Booker wet the bed, right? And then they bring in a new coach. Well, what's going to change? Nothing's going to change. I mean, the players are still there. So, I don't know.
And no player's going to say, oh, that's wrong, you fired my coach. They're going to just roll with it and say, yeah, it's his fault. Yeah, that's disgusting out Mike Brown. If he got fired in his car, that's a character flaw. That's not even basketball. That's just like, damn, you don't even have no character to even talk to him face to face.
I mean, hey, it happened more times than not. That's the same. Hey, it happened more times than not. I mean,
no, Mingo. I mean, not to cut you off, bro, but bro, that doesn't happen in the league, bro. No, it doesn't happen. Most teams have respect where they'll bring you in, or like they talk to you face, like they sit you down, and like there's a way to go about doing it, bro. And that's why this is such a big deal around the league, is because everybody got wind on how he got fired. That's why there's so much pushback. That's why this is going the way it's going, because it doesn't happen this way. Like, you're supposed to be a man first and say, hey, Mike, come here, man. Here's what's going on, because we can respect that, right? You go in a different direction. It is what it is. But Mingo, he held a practice yesterday morning. Like, he addressed the team and everything was normal, right? And then he's on his way in his personal vehicle, going to the airport to get on the team plane. And they call him and say, no, come back to the arena, bring us your iPad. Bro, I'm giving you guys what they told him, BJ, like word for word. He was told, no, turn your car around, come back to the arena. We're going to let you go, blah, blah, blah. Get all because if you guys don't know, coaches get iPads and all type of electronics that they take home. So
wait. What? You said what they say?
He was on his way to the airport in his personal vehicle, because more times than not, the players and coaches drive their cars to the arena, they park them, and then they board the flight. And so he was on his way to the arena, and he got a call from Sacramento Kings organization, and he was told, turn your car around. We need to talk to you. We're going to let you go. And before you go back home, bring us back all of our electronics. Meaning, because coaches and assistant coaches have like team given laptops and iPads that they can look at film and stuff like that. So he had to go take back his iPads and his laptop and et cetera, things like that. And then, and so that was it. So, but they informed him over the phone that he was going to be let go. He was fired. And it wasn't even the owner. It was somebody. It was the GM, Monty, who called him and told him all this. And so all they said was, come back to the arena and just drop off your electronics, which means probably somebody at the arena he can give it to, right? That he probably badge in and just give it to him. But yeah, and so, but he held a practice though, BJ. Like, he went through his normal things yesterday in practice. He addressed the team. He addressed the media for 15, 20 minutes. One of my friends who does Locked on Kings was talking with him. He even uploaded his clips on his Twitter account. So everything seemed normal. Just another day, and they're going to go to the team plane and take off, and it's NBA life, right? And boom, he gets a call, and the audacity for them not to be able to address him in person, right? If you knew that you were going to fire him, Monty, meet him at the arena yesterday morning and have a man-to-man sit down and talk with him. You don't wait till he's in his car because you're scared to face him man-to-man, right? It's bad business, bro. And Mingo, this does not happen, bro. And again, I can't say this enough. This is why, if you look at yesterday, so many of the coaches came out and spoke against it. Steve Kerr, Rick Carlisle, Mike Malone, who they fired in Sacramento, George Karl, who they fired in Sacramento, David Yeager, who they fired in Sacramento. And they all talked about that ownership is a piece of crap. They just do things the wrong way. So yeah, man, ridiculous.
That's sad. Yeah, Mike Malone was mad as he was probably. I was surprised he came out like how he came out. And he kind of was just like saying, "Well, damn, like he got fired by the same guy."
Yep. And coaches normally kind of stay out of it. Like coaches will call coaches and say, "Man, blah blah blah," and and give their gratitude. But most coaches don't get in other teams' business. But isn't it funny how like 5 or 6 coaches, and not just coaches, like good coaches, have came out and spoken, right? Go listen to what Steve Kerr said, or George Karl, or Rick Carlisle. I mean, these are great coaches, who knows how this shit goes. And so I'll say this though, Mike Brown is going to get paid for the next 2 or 3 years, so that's cool from the Kings. So he has 2 options here. I heard he can take the rest of the year off, enjoy his family, enjoy his paychecks, or he can, more than likely, this is what I heard too, he'll probably be back on the Warriors bench in some capacity, whatever that is. And so that's probably what you'll see. You'll see Mike Brown back with the Warriors in some capacity. But if he wants to take some time off, he can. But Mike Brown will be on an NBA bench either this year or next year, no doubt about it. I mean, he's a well sought out, wanted person in NBA circles. So he ain't tripping. He getting paid still, so he ain't tripping.
Damn.
Yep. Sick. Well, what we gonna do, man? We're gonna stay for a little bit longer. I'm gonna go ahead and see if anybody wants to come on, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit the share. Click the link if you want to come in here. We talking about the Clippers last night, but hey, Matt. So what you think in the West? Do you think the Clippers can be a top 4 seed at this point with Kawhi coming back? How do you expect him to come back? How do you feel Kawhi is going to return? I think you on mute.
What's up, fellas?
What's good, Skills? What's good? I'm gonna let Skills go. What's good, Skills? What you got?
Man, not much, man. Hope y'all boys doing all right on this Saturday. What's the topic, BJ?
We're talking about the game last night, and we touched a little bit into Mike Brown fire and what we thought about that as well. So, kind of what you want to talk about, bro. Whatever it is.
Gotcha. The game last night, man. Got a little sloppy at the end. I expected us to play a little better, especially since Steph and Draymond was out. But I'm satisfied with the way I get the done. A couple things I do think we.
I think you cutting in and out, bro.
And there's a couple things that I think we need to address. I think we need to address the backup big man situation. If Mo Bamba don't come around and come around fast, I think by the trade deadline we need to be looking to get another backup big. Because I think Zubac having to play so many minutes can come back and bite him at the end of the season. I don't want him to get injured tonight. He's playing so well, but I don't think he need to be playing, 35, 40 minutes a game because Mo Bamba can only give you a good solid 6 minutes. So I think we need to definitely be fishing around and see can we find a backup big. And I'm also the Kevin Porter Jr. situation. I want the young man to get an opportunity, to play somewhere, and I'm glad that he's been able to showcase his skills and stuff like that. But I want another backup point guard or another somebody to replace him, because even in that game that we had against Memphis, we went up, I think by 8 or 9 points in the third, and they were able to come back all because he was missing defensive assignments and because he was taking bad shots. And it wasn't until they blew the whistle and set him down and brought Chris Dunn back in where we was able to get back into the game. But that game shouldn't have even been as close as it was. It only got close in that third because of KPJ, and neither team played particularly well. I don't want to say that it was all on him, but he had some glaring mistakes that cost Memphis to be able to get back in the game. And I'm noticing how we playing without him in the game that we had against Golden State yesterday, I noticed how we played without him, with Christopher Dunn running the backup point guard, and I like the way that it looked. Chris Dunn ain't the type of guy that can continuously create his own shot, but I feel more comfortable with the ball in his hand when it comes down to decision making. But I think everything looking good. I think Kawhi, I saw on the injury report that he should be trying to come back against I think it was January the 4th. I forgot what team it was against, but I think he's supposed to be coming back. Yeah, against the Hawks, and I think that's a good comeback game. I don't think that'll be too stressful for him. I hear that he's been looking good in the 5-on-5, so that's good news, man. I think we're in good position. I just think, like I said, if we looking to make some trades, it needs to be for that backup big position, and we need a second point guard. People keep saying we need size. I ain't really too concerned about the size like that. I think we good as far as size is concerned, but we do need a backup big. That's for sure. As far as them firing the coach Mike Brown, it's a sad thing to see, man. Because I like to see these coaches get opportunity, but it seems like the black coaches don't never have as long as a leash as some of their white counterparts, and it's sad to see, man. Because with the black coaches, you get 1-2 bad years and then you out the door, and I don't think it's his fault that the team is bad. I don't think they should have made the DeMar DeRozan trade. I think that's what really gutted the team. And you brought in a guy that was the complete opposite of the offense that y'all ran. Y'all ran a high speed run and gun offense. You bring in a guy that loves the half court, and it ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm sure he can find a team where he fits in fine, in the half court situation. But with this particular team, that's completely opposite of what y'all was running. So y'all bring him in, then y'all get rid of y'all veteran leadership, one of the only guys that had won the championship and probably was like the calm and the storm in the locker room. You get rid of those pivotal pieces and you bring in a guy, and I like DeMar DeRozan, but you bring in a guy that's proven not to be a winner at the elite level. Like, that's who you brought in. And you're expecting Mike Brown to polish a turd and make glitter out of gold, and he not gonna be able to do that. You know what I mean? So I hate that it all falls on the coach. I think Miles was saying that earlier, how it always falls on the coach. And even when you have players that's fucking up or messing up or making bad mistakes, they not, when it comes firing time and the coach get let go, they're not gonna speak up for the coach. You know what I mean? They'll never speak up for the coach. And it's crazy to see people like JJ Redick get such a long leash. Like, I have yet to see anybody really criticize this man. You know what I mean? I've yet to see anybody criticize this man for his terrible posture, his terrible demeanor after losses in the game, how he talked to the media. I ain't seen them, the Lakers that had some real bad losses this season. I ain't seen nobody criticize this man or anything, but they get rid of Monte Williams, they get rid of Mike Brown, they get rid of Darvin Ham with the quickness, right? And you see these same coaches go to different places and perform well, perform all right. And it's just crazy to me, but I'm hoping the man land on his feet somewhere else, and it's gonna take a lot more than a coach changing to fix the Kings, and I land it right there. It's gonna take more than a new coach.
Right. Good point, Skills. Let me go to my man Bruce. What's good, Bruce?
What's up, BJ? What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's having a good Saturday, last Saturday of 2024.
What's up, Bruce?
He's doing well. Yes. Hey, what's up? Clippers won. I was not surprised. I mean, Clippers are a better team, better players, better players with more IQ. Warriors are in disarray. I mean, Curry not playing, Green not playing. Wiggins is mercurial. Kuminga doesn't know what he is yet. And the size, they don't really have anybody to stop Zubac, and the Clippers have, like Skill said, I think Clippers have good size. You just need a backup. That's true. I agree. Clippers is a good team. They just need Kawhi to be back. James Harden had a decent game, not crazy shooting. You know, I think they were 10 of 32, something, 10 of 32, something like that. And I think the Warriors were like 7 of 38. That's where they lost. Even though the Warriors are a small team, they had more rebounds than the Clippers. So um, it was a okay game. I mean, Clippers okay, I guess. I mean, not a lot of dribble last night. So that guy is all-star. Powell, I think he's an all-star. And I don't think he's gonna get it, but I think he's an all-star to me. Mike Brown, I mean, I kind of disagree with what Skill said about Coach Black coaches getting fired. I mean, a lot of black coaches are recycled. I mean, Doc Rivers, he's the king of recycle. So he's getting jobs every year. He's a coach of a team. I mean, a lot of white coaches have been fired lately too. So I think Mike Brown was fired because Fox, they wanted to resign Fox, and Mike Brown went on has been on with press conference. He's been criticizing the players, and the last press conference he did for the team, he was on Fox. He was on Fox saying that Fox was sleeping on defense and let the Pistons, the shooter, score, and they were up 16 and they let the league go. So Mike Brown is a decent coach, but he's too honest, and he has too much class for some of the players these days. So he's old school. So those players, they want a fan to be a coach. That's why the Lakers have JJ Redick as a coach, the podcaster. So Clippers needs to keep winning games. I think the West still open. Doncic gonna miss a lot of games. Warriors in disarray. Nuggets not as good. Yeah. So Clippers are in a good spot. They just need to be winning, be patient, and hopefully Kawhi gets back as early as possible to get acclimated in the offense, so that Mr. Dribble knows that he's the second best player on the team.
Okay, good points, Bruce. Good points. So, what you think? So, what you think gonna happen to Fox? What y'all think is he gonna end up leaving or end up staying?
I think he's gonna leave.
I mean, it'll be counterproductive if he leave. They've already, the team has already showed a sign of good faith by getting rid of the coach. I think that's why he didn't sign his extension. So they got rid of the coach and he leave. I just felt like it was pointless for them to get rid of the coach. But to answer your question, I think he probably gonna stay put.
Yeah,
he's gonna leave. Why would I stay in Sacramento? And come on. I mean, if the Lakers give me a contract, I'm trying to build my brand, and Lakers wants to get rid of D'Angelo Russell, Fox and Anthony Davis. That win more games. That's gonna win a lot of games. And I don't trust Herder. And DeRozan signed for like how many years? So if they want Fox to sign, they have to get rid of DeRozan at the trade deadline. That's when if I'm Fox, I'll sign. But with that roster, I'm not gonna win. DeRozan cannot play defense, and you get rid of Brown for Doc Christie. Come on, man. Oh no. Why would I stay? Doc Christie. I mean, he was a good defender when he was playing, but he had a good fight with Fox in the tunnel. I don't know. So
yeah, man. It's I think they're gonna struggle, man, this year. Like you had a coach that got you to the playoffs for like the first time in like what? Oh, almost 20 years.
Yeah, 16, 17 years. Yeah.
Wow, you say he's the problem. Wow.
And you know what's funny? Mike Malone was fired by the Kings, and he was like, "He's the same person that fired me." And you hear two prominent coaches talking about, "Oh, Sacramento Kings are terrible. I have no class." You think great coaches gonna go there? I mean, if you do your first time coach or you're desperate to go back coaching, you're gonna take that job. But with Mike Malone and Steve Kerr saying that, I don't know.
Yeah, I was right there when they asked that question too to Steve last night. I'm gonna post that video later, but he was he was like, yeah, I talked to him right after, and it was like personal, like the conversation because he played under Mike Brown. He's a good friend. So you think he gonna go back to the Warriors? Any chance he goes back to the Warriors?
I mean, Jerry Stackhouse is practically doing Mike Brown job now. I think Mike Brown could come back as a consultant. He can get a job with the Warriors anytime he wants because the Warriors love Mike Brown. I think he can come back as a consultant, but I could see him on TV during the playoff. So I don't know. ESPN likes to do that.
Right.
Are you asking could he come back to Warriors as like on an assistant coach level?
Yeah, like something like that.
Yeah, I think he could. I think him and Steve could work good together. I don't see why. I doubt that happens though. I kind of agree with Bruce on that one. He come back in some other type of capacity, but they're not. It's going to be a theme where I see like when these actually start calling these players. I mean, holding these players accountable, calling them out. It seemed like they started to get in trouble. It's all good as long as the coach taking accountability and saying, okay, well, I can coach better. But the second they start telling the truth, where like my players to play better, then that's where the problem come in. You know what I mean? And I don't really think that because at some time, they can draw up all the X's and O's on the draw, but when the players get out there and to do something different, that's out of the coach's control. And once the locker room, once the people stop listening to you, there ain't much you can do, even if you're telling them the right thing. Like if you've lost the locker room and they're not trying to hear it, they do want to do.
Right. Right. That's the nature of the beast, man. You're gonna always get the blame when things are going bad. When things are going good, you get the blame when things are going bad. You're not gonna get no credit when things are going good.
That was a stupid fire to me. That's a stupid fire. There's no reason for him to be fired. I mean, you could still turn it around. Come on, man. That's you messed up the roster. See, management sometimes messed up the roster, and then they don't want to get the blame, and the coach get it. And the Clippers, they mess up the roster many times. They messed up the roster last season.
Yeah, that was a dumb firing. That might be the dumbest firing of far as I can remember. Because you had no success up until this man got there. And from what Matt said, he was the guy that didn't even want DeRozan on the team. Mike Brown didn't even want DeRozan. They wanted to build around Fox. And I'm pretty sure he didn't want to let go of none of his defenders and key guys like Harrison Barnes and Davion Mitchell. I think that's what's really hurting the Kings. They let go of all their guys surrounding Fox and Sabonis.
The owner wants big names. The light up the beam thing got into his head. So, he doesn't fit. He just doesn't fit. I mean, DeRozan wants to play walking down the court like Chris Paul plays in San Antonio. And that's why Schroeder is having trouble with the Warriors because the Warriors style is not Schroeder's style. That's why Schroeder should not be the starter. So DeRozan wants to play 90s, 2000, like, he part of this game after Kobe. Like, go half the court and then post or mid range. I mean, you can have mid range, but the way that the Mike Brown play offense is like similar to the Warriors, like up and down. Like young DeRozan could do that, but not this DeRozan. DeRozan is not gonna run. Like when they had success, when Mike Brown just started coaching the Kings, they were running off down the court like crazy fast. The offense, they were saying breaking records. They cannot do that. DeRozan. DeRozan is not a 3-point shooter. So I don't know. I mean, Kevin Huerter is not a defender. So you have Huerter, DeRozan, and Huerter was so bad defensively. They benched for Malik Monk, and the bench does not really have a scorer because Malik Monk. If Malik Monk is a starter, who's on the bench? Davion Mitchell was guarding the best player on the other team. Sometimes, especially point guards or shooting guards. So Harrison Barnes, he's not a scorer, but he's better defensively than DeRozan. So that's why they're losing. They don't have defense.
Man, it's embarrassing, Bruce. It's highly embarrassing. That's why I couldn't be no coach. I ain't got the patience. I ain't get enough credit when we do well, and I'm gonna get all the blame when we don't do well. No, thank you.
I mean, yeah, I mean, you cannot be a coach in today's NBA. The players want to be babysit. They want you to be their friend.
Yep. All right, well, fellas, if nobody wants to come else into the chat, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. We did about 2 hours on, so
Wow, 2 hours already? Wow, I didn't know. Dang, it's almost 2 hours. It's true. Wow, it's almost 2 hours.
Yeah, man. It's been a minute, but I appreciate you having me on, BJ. Clippers, man. Y'all should be feeling good. Got a 3-4 game road trip coming up. I think if we could split that or go 3-1, we'll be in a good position by the time Kawhi back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all, boys, man.
All right, man.
All right, Bruce. Later. All right, y'all. So good stream, y'all, man. Wish we had a little bit more time, but I'm about to get up off here. Appreciate everybody coming in, bro. I appreciate everybody coming to, try to be a part of this, man. I'm always very, very thankful for all the help, all the support. I'll be dropping some video coverage from the Warriors and Clipper game. Be on lookout for those videos for post game and press game videos, interviews. It's gonna be actually through shorts and actual videos. So I definitely appreciate y'all, man. Until next time, pull up a seat, pull up a chair, pull out, peace. Out of here like swimwear.